For question number 9 of our final exam review for the short answer questions, I have the number of books in a small library increases at a rate according to the function b prime of t is equal to 164 times e to the 400th t, where t is measured in years after the library opens. We want to find how many books will the library have 1 year after opening. This is the integral from 0 to 1 of 164 times e to the 400th t dt. And this would be 164 divided by 0.04 times e to the 0.04 t. And that is 4,100 times e to the 0.04 t. Evaluate between 0 and 1. So that becomes 4,100 times e to the 0.04 times 1 power minus 4,100 times e to the 0.04 times 0. And that gives us, rounded to be, 167, based upon a whole number. Since again, we can't really have a fractional amount of a book. So after 1 year of opening, the library will have 167 books. And then finally, number 10, the rate of change in a person's body temperature with respect to the dosage of X milligrams of a drug is given by d prime of X is equal to 5 divided by X plus 2. 1 milligram raises the temperature by 3.5 Celsius. We want to find the function giving the total temperature change. So this is the integral of 5 divided by X plus 2 dx. Based on our formulas, this is 5 times the natural logarithm of the absolute value of X plus 2 plus c. To get that value of c, we put in 3.5 is equal to 5 times the natural logarithm of the absolute value of 1 plus 2 plus c. Subtracting over this 5 times the natural logarithm of 3, we would get a value of c to be negative, rounding to 2 decimal places, negative 1.99. So the function that we would get for this would be d of x is equal to 5 times the natural logarithm of the absolute value of x plus 2 minus 1.99. Let me know if you have any questions or concerns. Thank you.